Hi guys, in this video I'm going to share with you three things. Number one, I'm going to talk to you about a challenge, a problem that all of us humans face. It's the form of negativity, but a particular brand of negativity. I want to discuss that in depth. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the solution to this problem. And the solution is a habit that's been practiced by saints and sages and yogis and mystics from time immemorial. And more recently, it's been practiced by people you might know, like Hollywood types, Hugh Jackman, Clint Eastwood, Jonah Hill, Oprah Winfrey, Russell, what's the crazy guy's name? And the third thing I want to do is share with you 4 different ways you can learn this habit starting today. Are you ready? Let's do it. Hi guys, Ocean Dalton here, Happiness Warrior, helping you with 12 no bullshit spiritual habits to anchor the positive, delete the negative, and to live your unique life's dream. Today I want to talk to you about a particular form of negativity that's plagued humanity from time immemorial. The emotion is anger. Ask yourself, what practical application has anger ever served? Guys, there's a great line that I love, and that is that anger and resentment is the poison that you drink, hoping it will contaminate someone else. Let's say you're driving to work, and all of a sudden, in your peripheral vision, you see a black Range Rover Sport speeding through the red light. It narrowly misses you and your family, and you are absolutely furious. You are pissed off as this guy's on his Bluetooth headset, oblivious, making business phone calls, and drives off into the distance. Do you think that guy cares? Do you think he even knows? He's absolutely oblivious to your anger. He's probably not even on a business call. He's probably listening to a Tony Robbins podcast and saying affirmations. He's gone, but you're left with the toxic bag of the anger and the resentment. This stuff is a complete waste of time. When I say to people that anger is a complete waste of your time, I say, well, hang on a second. Sometimes you need to get angry. You need to make a stand for an injustice when an injustice occurs. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a little story. When I was a kid, I was a dweedy, thin, little guy that developed a bit late. When I say developed a bit late, that I didn't hit puberty till a bit later. There were some guys who were reaching puberty when they were 9 years old and growing beards at 11. I wasn't that guy. So consequently, I was getting bullied, and I was constantly getting picked on this kid that lived at the top of our street. And every time I'd come home, he would chase me across the street and tackle me or hold my neck down. And this went on for months and months and years, and I absolutely hated it. And one day, I came home and I was upset and I was crying, and I spoke to my dad, and he said, "What's the problem?" And I said, "This menacing kid, he keeps pestering me. He keeps trying to bully me, and I'm really upset." And my father said, "You know what? Don't get upset. Don't get angry. We just have to get even." And what my dad did was he taught me a boxing combination. He said, next time you see that kid and he comes up to you, look at him dead in the eyes and go bam, 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 like that, straight to his face. About a week later, I'm getting off the bus and I walk down the street, and on the corner I see the kid again, and my heart rate gets jacked up. And I'm thinking, oh no, here we are, an altercation, this guy's going to pummel me again. And I just remembered what my dad had taught me. And so when I walked up, this kid crossed the street and he started pushing me around as he normally did, and I stopped and I looked at him dead in the eyes, calmly and equanimously, which means basically calm. And I went bam, 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 straight to his face. The guy collapsed to his knees and he never bothered me again. I made a stand for an injustice, and I didn't have to get angry, I just got even. But why do we get angry in the first place? Think about it. Let's just say you go on vacation to Maui in Hawaii. You've been there for 10 days. What are you doing? You're sleeping 8, 9, 10 hours per night. During the day, you're going on snorkeling expeditions. You're watching dolphins. You're going on whale watching expeditions. You're having 2 or 3 hour lunches. You're having 3 or 4 hour dinners. And you are so calm. You are so relaxed. You are so peaceful. World War III could happen. You're not getting angry. You're completely calm because you're completely relaxed. You're completely serene. But the opposite is also true. Most of us are not living our lives at the Four Seasons in Maui, Hawaii. We are living lives where we're up at 5:30 in the morning, and then you're training, you're going to the gym, you got to feed yourself, you got to feed your kids, you got to feed your dog, you got to walk yourself, you got to walk your dog. You've got so many demands. That's just before 7 a.m. Then you got to check your Twitter feed, then you got to check your Instagram feed, Facebook, emails come in overnight, a few phone calls, bills to handle. Now it's 8 a.m. Now you've got to get to work. You get to work at 8:30. Now you're working. Many people are working 8, 9, 10 hours a day. And then after you go to work, it's not over then. You've got social engagements, people to catch up with, our work colleagues. It's non-stop demands from the moment we wake up till the moment we go to bed. So what that means is that we're revving really high, and that many of us, through no fault of our own, have a short trigger. We have a short wick, a short fuse, and we have a hairpin trigger, not because we're intrinsically angry for most of us, it's because we're just run down and we're tired and we're burning the candle at both ends. So how do you feel about angry people? Let's just say you know Johnny, and Johnny's a really angry guy. He's the kind of guy that blows up at the barista when the coffee is not hot enough. He's the kind of guy that goes berserk at his kids when he loses Monopoly. He's the kind of guy that at the car wash, when they don't find that speck of dust in the hidden compartment in his Toyota Prius, he absolutely loses his shit. This is what Johnny is like. Johnny at nighttime, for fun, not for a fun, he's kind of like a vigilante, a social justice warrior. So at nighttime, at 9, 10, 11 p.m., he's trolling the internet for things to take offense. He just loves taking offense. He just loves getting angry. So what do you think? Well, let's just say you decide to throw a dinner party. That's in a couple of weekends' time. And you know Johnny, and you think, you know what? I like Johnny. Johnny's kind of a cool guy. He's an inspiring guy to be around. Why don't we invite him to our dinner party? No way in the world. Johnny, toxic Johnny, doesn't get the invite. No one wants to be around toxic Johnny. Johnny is spewing so much negativity, so much anger and hostility that he's just like kryptonite to Superman. People just want to keep that guy at arm's length. No one likes angry people. No one does. People just want to stay away from them, and I highly recommend that you do. Great bosses motivate their staff using the tactic of inspiration. If they're not using inspiration, some great bosses will use the tactic of incentives. If you're not using the tactic of incentives to get done what you'd like to get done, other great bosses organize to really support their people through having massage therapists come in and manicures and pedicures and nice things like that, that they care about their staff. Now, on the other hand, if you are more of a kind of a reptilian, mouth-breathing Neanderthal that lives in a swamp and you haven't got much of an imagination, then you can always depend on fear and anger to get done what you need to get done. You can always use anger as the tactic to motivate people, and it'll get the job done. But I've got to tell you a little secret, and that is that there's a price you're going to have to pay for that. And the price you're going to have to pay for that is that your staff are going to hate your guts, and they probably wish you were dead. But if you're a mouth-breathing Neanderthal with no imagination, and you kind of got a reptilian nature about you, then you know what? You kind of have to do what you've got to do. Guys, there's another great line that I love, and that is, if you squeeze an orange, what comes out? It's a rhetorical question. Orange juice comes out. If you squeeze a person, if you place pressure on a person, whatever is inside is going to come out. Sometimes There are people through years and years of picking up stress in their body that they're holding all of this stress and tension inside, and when they finally snap, it snaps as anger. Guys, the solution is very simple, and it's the first habit in the Happiness Warrior program, and that is meditation. But why does meditation help? It gives us the ability to unplug from our lives, from your phone, from your Instagram account, from Facebook, from your loved ones, even the people that are closest to you. It gives you the opportunity to unplug for a little while from those beings. The analogy I like to use is not the most inspiring one, but think of the plane is going down, and what happens? The oxygen masks fall from the ceiling. And what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to put the oxygen mask on yourself before you give it to the little baby and the people around you. Why is that? Because you need to take care of yourself before you can take care of others. Some of my dear friends are mothers, and they're just racing from one soccer game or football game or art class or theatrical class, shipping their kids around like a chauffeur, feeding them, cooking for them, cleaning up after them, helping them with their homework, like non-stop. And they feel like they haven't got time for themselves. But the thing is, if you don't take care of yourself, it catches up later on down the track. Meditation is such a beautiful technique to unplug, to give yourself a vacation, not when you go to Maui, not next year when you go to Aspen, Colorado, or whatever you're doing, but right now, each day, taking a few moments to water the root of the fruit tree. There's many different ways you can go about learning meditation if you haven't already learned. Number one is you can join a cult. Not necessarily a bad thing, maybe, I don't know, I'll leave that for you to decide. You join a cult, you pay your $1,000, your $1,500, and then you stand before an altar and probably a photograph of a guru, and there's a whole kind of ceremony and secret words and all this kind of stuff. If that's your deal and you like that, then knock yourself out. I hope you enjoy it, and that's a beautiful thing. Second way you can go is you can go to India, that I've been to a few times, places you can go and learn to meditate there. It's probably not going to be free of kind of religious baggage. And if you don't mind that, that's all okay too. Third way to go is you can read a book. You can sit down with a 427-page book and you can spend 19 hours over a few weekends reading that book, and that's a legitimate way to go too. Meditation is not a thrilling subject. It's not riveting. It's not dramatic. It's not, let's just say, it's not a thriller. Now, the fourth way is you can download my free ebook below. Okay, it's not exactly an ebook because it's not that long. It's more like a cheat sheet. It's not really a cheat sheet. It's like a cross between a cheat sheet and an ebook. If an ebook met a cheat sheet and they went out on a date and they liked each other and then later they got married and they had a baby, that's what this would be. It's like that. The world needs you to be in the most happy, positive, vibrant, inspired, stress-free zone you can possibly be in, and meditation helps transport you there. Guys, I almost forgot. Hit the like button if you got something out of this video, or kiss it if you prefer. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the bell to be notified when I upload a new video, and join the Happiness Warrior Squad. That's not it. The fruit tree to water the root of the fruit, you have to water the root of the fruit tree to get something out of it. Yeah.